In Marvel's Spider-Man, you'll find really quickly that there's a lot to explore in Manhattan, and a lot of crime to fight. While tutorials will give you a good grasp of how to do whatever a spider can, there's a few things Spider-Man doesn't outright tell you, so check out these essential tips. Most of your time in Manhattan will be spent web-slinging from building to building, and as you get used to the controls, you want to maximize your speed and traversal. Remember that when jumping past rooftops, zip to point and point launch are better when there's no buildings above you to swing from and lets you cross roofs quickly in places like Greenwich or Hell's Kitchen. When in downtown areas with bigger buildings, you'll find that pressing the jump button after a full swing lets you gain more height, momentum, and a bit of focus for your meter. Aerial combat is literally the best thing you can do. If you can keep enemies in the air, most of their friends can't touch you, and you can still dodge anyone who can. You can also get the Air Marshal skill early on to increase your damage output and focus generation in the air. Prioritize air launch, swing kick, and air yank so you can deal more damage and gain more focus in the air without getting attacked, and zip to far away opponents if needed. Once you fight enemies who can yank you out of the air, your priority should be taking them out first. Each type of crime can have up to 2 sub-objectives for more crime tokens, and they will be the same when that type of crime reappears elsewhere in the city. Any sub-objectives not completed will carry over, meaning you can earn 1 to 3 tokens per crime, though once a sub-objective is completed, it cannot be redone the next time that crime type appears, and you'll only earn the base token for stopping the crime. For more tokens, keep your eyes and ears peeled for new types of crimes being committed. A lot of combat will probably involve web throws, and it's important to note that they behave differently on ground or in the air. Ground web throws have a slower wind-up swing that can leave you vulnerable unless you have the hazard zone skill. Aerial web throws have a fast wind-up that slams down but doesn't hit people during the wind-up, and you can't be punched while doing so. Even more important than throwing enemies is webbing them up. Webbed enemies can stick to almost any surface as long as you give them a push in the right direction. 3 shots from the web shooter will make almost any enemy sticky, and a throw, concussion blast, or swing kick into a wall or car or non-destructible surface will stick them permanently. Most times you encounter a stealth situation, they will largely be optional, but taking out enemies silently lets you reduce their numbers before the inevitable engagement. There are 2 types of sneak attacks: square for up close and silent takedowns that enemies can't detect unless they have line of sight, and triangle for zip takedowns that are louder but still work if other enemies are far enough away.
Literally didn't see that coming.
There are secret photo ops hidden among the landmarks that don't appear in your map. They don't award landmark tokens, but you can get 100 experience for each one you find, so pull out your camera on interesting spots to see if you get an indicator.
Messed up piece.
Some collectibles don't serve any purpose other than fun story tidbits, but are easily missed. Red newspaper bins have Daily Bugle headlines and front page spreads that commemorate story beats, and more appear as you complete main and side missions. Audio recordings can be found at Peter's work and other special story areas, and each of Jameson's broadcasts are related to missions and tasks you complete over the course of the game and are archived in your collections. For more essential tips on Marvel Spider-Man, be sure to check out our wiki guide, and for everything else, stick with IGN.
Heads up! Hey, where you going? Ken!